Alright you guys, it's Rock again with ROCK&ROLLRC. Hey, somebody asked me about how did I fit that cooling fan with the heat sink that I had inside of this thing. They said that there was no room. Well, I'll show you. Well, first off, look at my Dick C-Pec mud country tires. These things are bad. Look, this is the ones that were on there. They're a little bit taller, just a little bit bigger, and a little bit wider. They're just bad to the bone. $12 for a set of 4. I can't beat it. But if you look right in here, you can see that I had to cut. Where's my pointer? I had to cut a little square out of here so I could get some air to the fan. It fit. Oh, focus. It fit, but it came all the way up to the bottom of this stupid thing here. Say hi, Woody. Oh. And let me show you. So I had to cut a hole in there. You can get a better view of it. I did it right, you know. I cut it nice, and I cut out and plug these things. But see, there's the fan and the ESC, and that's the. So they were like, "How'd you get that big fan and all that to squeeze under there?" Come on, unplug. And I mean, it wasn't that hard. I just figured out where it was, you know, hitting up here, and I marked it. See my gold marker? I marked it and cut it out really nice with a razor, with an X-Acto knife, you know, so I could use it like a pencil and cut a real nice square, like almost perfect. And I cut it right to where this raises up right here. See, it goes down and it raises up. So I cut it right to the edge of that right there. So the fan fits just perfect in there. I mean, you can't see the whole thing, but I didn't want to go whacking out all of this, you know. It's enough to get it cool. And then I took some clear silicone and put on here, and just took a piece of screen and covered up. I wanted to cover these vents up and this hole that was here in the front anyhow. So, well, and look, I got my new shocks. I put them on too. Flop, flop. 30 weight oil. Reservoir's full, everything's full. Now it actuates really good again. Oh, remember I told you, I'm not going to dig it out now. Remember that I told you that I had snapped my drive shaft on that last video I did doing the jumps, and I snapped that pin on the, you know, the original one that comes with it. It's got that pin that runs through that. It's a stupid design, but I snapped it off. So I got this one. I think this one goes to the what was that thing called? I don't know. It was a different. It's another truck like this one. The Fayui 03 or something like that. Fayui 03. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about. But this drive shaft had the same, you know, worked the same way. You know, goes and slides inside of itself. But this one's a really hard plastic. The other one was just pot metal at the ends here. And I like these universal joints the way these are. This, you know, seems to be holding up really good. But see, it came with a screw in it that screwed in one side, and yeah, it screwed into this side, and the head recessed inside of there, and it actually threaded into this side. So the shaft coming out of the rear end actually had a hole in it that this screwed through, which was actually a pretty good idea if you think about it, because you don't have to worry about it, you know. But anyhow, I just took and I drilled these out, and I put the Allen screws, the little short Allen screws from one of my boats, one of the kits in it. I screwed them Allen screws. They're self-tapping, and I screwed them in there on both sides. So, and then I just put some super glue over the ends of them. So, but now be aware that the other truck that this comes off of, I'm not sure why, but before, when I first put it on, I only had you know, I only had like this much travel. I only had like this much travel, and it was bottoming out, you know, together right here. It was like it does now, but I'm getting full travel. See, it goes all the way down and hits that plate where like it did before. I got full travel with my new shocks, and that was because I took this back apart. Well, you know, I'd already glued these, so I just took the rear axle to where this slid out, and it had about that much. So I cut that much off the end of the shaft that goes inside of there, and figured, well, I only need that much for it to go all the way. And boy, I did a good job. It's perfect. It hits on this base back here. Bang. Can you hear it? It hits that base. Plus it's bottoming out but not jamming right there. So I sanded it down really good and everything, man. All them the grooves in it, I resanded them so there's nice. It's so smooth. So much better than the original. Don't make the noise and the clicking and stuff. That's what was clicking in my last video that I ran where this one broke. It was that stupid dry shit. Then finally it just snapped off right there. But this is a lot better one. I like this one. I do have a metal front and back one coming. But for this, I'm going to leave this one on here. It seems to be working just fine. But I just wanted to show you. Somebody was asking me about, how'd you get that cooling fan to fit in there? Well, a little bit of modification, a little bit of screen. Just cut me a nice little square. And you can see the fan in there. And it works great. Everybody knows that sound if they got one of these. And that fan works great. I mean, alright, man. Just wanted to show you what was going on with this one. You asked me how I did it. I showed you. Say bye, Woody. Rock with Rock and Roll RC. Oh, love them tires. See you guys.